Dear viewers, welcome back to your favorite channel. I hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching Yoleno TV. And today, we are on to our second analysis of the day, and our focus shifts to the parliament sessions. Today was the induction day for the new parliamentarians, and that is the normal culture of the National Assembly, and that after elections, there is always an induction stage. So today was destined for that, and to add value to the session, MARTHA KOOME, who is the Supreme Court Chief Justice, was invited for a session with the inductees. So something bizarre happened, but this was expected. Remember, before today, there has been a series of onslaughts on the Supreme Court, especially because of the verdict that Chief Justice MARTHA KOOME delivered to the Azimio Kenya Alliance, and the manner in which that verdict was delivered. That manner in which the verdict was delivered is what did not augur well with the Azimio Kenya Alliance brigades. So Raila Odinga always stood quiet, and after coming back from the vacation that he said he had gone for, that is in Zanzibar, Raila Odinga decided to unleash his wrath on the Supreme Court, even went to an extent of promising the $1 million march to Supreme Court so that they can host or remove, or they can force removal of the 7 judges of the Supreme Court. We saw Martha Karua's points. We even heard about Okiya Omtatah's points regarding the same. So, but our focus today is in something that, though expected, but many people thought that it would not happen. And what is it? This is exactly what Azimio Kenya Alliance threatened, that if MARTHA can accept food into that session, they would walk out of him or of her. They would walk out of her. Why would that be the case? They said that they felt that the judgment, the way Martha Karua they said that they felt that the judgment, the way MARTHA KOOME delivered it, disrespected them, belittled them, left them feeling demeaned. They used all manner of words. That is their democratic word. That is their democratic space, ladies and gentlemen, to air out their grievances. So there are two reasons which I think MARTHA KOOME could have embraced that made her skip today's meeting. Remember, MARTHA KOOME was invited, and the session was basically meant to, enable MARTHA KOOME to share some details on the interlinkages. That the Supreme Court, judiciary, the judiciary, the parliament, and the executive, those are the 3 arms of government. So the interlinkages and the interdependency, of the nature of interdependency between the 3 arms of government, I think that was supposed to play a better part of today. So because MARTHA KOOME skipped, we are left with 2 reasons that could have led to this act. But before we delve into that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a first-time viewer, please take a moment and subscribe to Yoleno TV. You can share our channel with friends. You can also hit the notification bell so that every time we upload such videos, you will always become the first person to get notified. Now, on to our reasons, on to our 2 reasons. Those 2 reasons that we feel could have made MARTHA KOOME to skip today's session. 1, MARTHA KOOME was running away from a possible embarrassment that was looming, and ODM and Azimio Kenya Alliance in particular threatened to walk out on her should she step foot on that ceremony. And remember, more than half of Kenyans do not believe in the Supreme Court now, especially because of that verdict. That verdict, however much that it played in favor of Kenya Kwanza, and also it went the way Supreme Court wanted it, but more than half of Kenyans were not pleased. More than half of Kenyans said that, okay, fine, if that is what the Supreme Court has advocated for, it's fine, then let it be. But they were not happy. If you look at, in a scale of 1 to 10 people, you find that out of 1 to 10, close to 7 people will feel dissatisfied with that verdict. So that's the reason why we think that that verdict could have been delivered in another manner, a manner that would be, would still give Kenyans that zeal to always continue voting going forward. So Martha Koome decided to skip today's meeting because of that possible embarrassment by the ODM. If you look at the caliber of Martha Koome, someone of her status, if someone of her status decides to step up and tries to deliver a speech, and then you just have leaders walking out on you, that would have been a very, very damaging embarrassment. So I think the reason why she had to make that decision that she made was probably to avoid that possible embarrassment. So the second point that I think Martha Koome could have used to make that decision that no, I'm not going to go to that place. I won't go for this invitation. I will not respond to the invitation because I might feel, because of AB. So our second point onto why we think Martha Koome could have skipped that meeting is this. It would have been like rubber stamping all the activities of the Kenya Kwanza in parliament. Remember, Azimio One Kenya Alliance are dissatisfied over the registrar's message that was posted that, despite the fact that this is what the registrar of political parties said, that despite the fact that Azimio One Kenya Alliance has numbers in parliament, but there are people who have defected to Kenya Kwanza. So probably that meant that at the end of the day, the majority leader will go to the Kenya Kwanza. If you interpret it lawwise, then you realize that that message by the registrar of political parties was somehow biased. Because remember, there is an agreement that was deposited with the registrars of political parties when Azimio One Kenya Alliance was being formulated, that no party will be allowed to leave 3 months after election. So if you look at the time frame now, this is September, elections were held in August, it is hardly even 2 months. So I don't know why registered political parties had to front or had to convey such a message, considering the fact that he knows that there is a pact that is binding the Azimio One Kenya Alliance with the constituent parties that are formulating that alliance. So by Martha Koome attending this meeting, it would have been seen as if Martha Koome has also officially rubber stamped this decision by the registrar of political parties, of which I think that was a bold move, an informed move, a move that is meant to quell this temperature that is fast rising. You see, just picture this. If Martha Koome had decided to go to that meeting, what do you think would have happened, ladies and gentlemen? Kindly share with me below in that comment section what you think would have happened if Martha Koome had decided to pay that place a visit. The composition of almost half of the parliamentarians in the Azimio One Kenya Alliance would have walked away, and that would have left Martha Koome with half of the attendees. That would have sent a very, very bad picture to the people and to the world at large. A story would have aired that Martha Koome, that the leaders of Azimio One Kenya Alliance walked out on the Chief Justice. That would have sent mixed signals to the international community, and it would have affected the Supreme Court. It would have affected the integrity of the Supreme Court going forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wind up there. But just like I've shared, you can comment below the comment section there what you think about this sudden skipping of the meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, kindly take a moment and subscribe, and please be safe and be blessed as we wait for our next analysis.